Well, hey guys, it is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. A little bit of technical challenges today. We're actually outside the beautiful Montclair State University, the old, um, basically Red Hawk Diner, which sits right back of me, which is actually closed. So again, when things are cold, well, technology doesn't always work great when it's cold, and so that was giving us a little bit of challenges in the beginning here. So welcome everyone. I do want to take the opportunity to welcome you. Here to Inspirations for Your Life. If it's your first time, welcome. If you're coming back, of course, definitely welcome back to you. Really great to have you with me here. In case you guys are wondering and you're watching me live, in Montclair, it's about 37 degrees. That's why I'm putting my gloves on here in just a second because it is, can I tell you, a little bit chilly? Yeah. So if this is your first time here, I just want to say thank you and I want to say welcome to you because this is a great time to be with everyone and to be sharing all this information and all the settings that I set up here, of course, because of the cold. They have decided to, let's say, go away. So I had to reset some of these up again. And hopefully, you guys are enjoying this amazing master topic week that we have here on Inspirations for Your Life. So, again, it is very, very good to be with everyone here on the show. And again, don't forget to check out believemeachieve.com for more of my amazing, inspiring creations. All right, guys, let's get this show kicked off. So, inner creativity for your audience is not reserved for artistic types. It becomes a daily repeatable skill when you pair it with motion and mindset. I'm not sure if you guys know that, but that's a very, very important thing. I've got to put a glove on here. It's 37 degrees out here, and doing a show out here, let's say it's a little bit hard. All right, but we're going to make it. You want to make sure that you're doing the right things, right? And so sometimes things can be a little bit challenging. I mean, I get that, right? So this is an amazing week. Again, welcome to Inspirations for Your Life. And this episode is, well, it's inner creativity, and it isn't reserved for artistic people. It's a muscle anyone can train when you pair it with motion and, of course, a mindset. Now, you listening right now or watching already have ideas that can change your day, your work, and your life. And in this particular episode, it's designed to wake those ideas up and keep them moving. And yeah, keep them moving because it is cold out here. That's why you see me here with gloves on. It is cold. But yes, doing this live is a little fun today. So this is John C. Morley. By the way, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm an engineer and marketing specialist, video producer, podcast host, coach, graduate student, and of course, a passionate lifelong learner. And it is my privilege and pleasure and honor to welcome you here today or this evening to Inspirations for Your Life on this cold, very cold, Thursday, December 4th, 2025. Winter's upon us, guys, so I welcome you to another powerful, amazing episode of the ever popular Inspirations for Your Life show, the daily motivational show that helps you think differently, act intentionally, and build unshakable momentum. And guys, in this motion mindset, 7 days to building unshakable momentum series. That's what the master topic is. Today's focus is all about creative motion, innovation, series 4, show 49, episode 6. I don't know about you, but trying to stay warm out here because it is very, very cold. All right, so where you are going to turn creativity from something you wait for into something you deliberately ignite. And I think a lot of people, we talked about this before, some people say that, you have to wait till your ships come in. Well, you can swim out to your ships if they haven't come in yet. If you're going to, wait till the iron gets hot before you strike, well, you can strike the iron to get it hot, right? over the years, it is chilly. Engineering systems, crafting marketing campaigns, videos, and coaching people just like you, one truth keeps showing up and is real. Creative motion is a choice. It's not a personality trait. People who treat creativity like a skill, they can exercise with prompts, challenges, and small experiments, consistently come up with fresher, more original solutions than those waiting for inspiration to strike. Like I said, if we want to wait for the iron to get hot, we could, but why not just strike and make it hot? So tonight, as I'm trying to stay warm here, you're going to walk away with 30 practical, simple, and very doable ways to spark innovation if I don't freeze to death out here, even if you have never considered yourself creative. So let's dive into the first one. Motion-based creativity prompts are designed to unlock the new ideas, break stale patterns, and build a mindset where innovation becomes your new normal. Now, think of each one as a small, well, like a mini out for you, for your creative muscle, because your creativity is a muscle, just like any other muscle on your body. Now, all 30 creative motion prompts, you can write down 5 ideas without judging them. You can grab a notebook or your favorite notes app and write 5 ideas as quickly as possible. No filtering, guys. No criticizing. No editing. I want you to do this. Now, maybe you're driving, maybe you're doing something else and you can't, and that's okay. So you could do it later, but I don't want you to filter. I want you to write the first thing on your mind. Now, trust me, if it was warm enough, I would join you with the exercise, but right now I'm just trying to keep myself from not getting frostbitten. Now, when you suspend judgment, you give your brain permission to move, and that motion is where innovation starts. It's kind of the bridge. Ask yourself, what if questions about a current challenge. Pick one real challenge in your life or business and keep asking, what if? What if I did this instead of that? What would it look like when this happens, right? What if you reversed your usual approach, removed a constraint, have the time, or doubled the time? That'd be pretty powerful, wouldn't it? So learn one new thing unrelated to your job or to your task and commit to learning a single skill or concept. My feet are even freezing. Outside your field, that is. Photography, a cooking technique, basic coding for technology, or a new language phrase. Change your environment for fresh thinking. Move to a different room. Go outside. Freeze a little bit. Stand instead of sitting, or rearrange your workspace. Now, I have to tell you, in all the years I'm doing this, we're on the air 4 years. We'll be starting our 5th year on January 1st, 2026. I've never had a time, and I've filmed outside before. I've done the shows outside. I've never had a time when my feet are like they're not numb, but they're really, really cold. Doodle or sketch while you think. Yeah, that's cool. And let your hands move. Doodle shapes, sketch rough versions of ideas, or draw quick diagrams. How about revisiting an old idea and upgrading it? Go back to an idea you once had but never fully pursued and look at it with, well, today's tools and experience. How about asking, how can I make this version a 2.0? Combine 2 unrelated concepts into one. Pick 2 things that do not normally go together: cooking and leadership, gaming and productivity, music and time. Well, they do. Management and asking, what would it look like if these fused? Now, most people that are not into music wouldn't understand that time is part of music when we talk about the measure of time. So, yeah, that is still there. But in the basic sense, it's not. Brainstorm solutions for 5 minutes, not outside in the cold, without stopping. Can you do that? Set a timer for 5 minutes and list as many solutions as you can for a single problem or challenge without pausing. to judge or revise. I think that's pretty cool. Try a different route or routine today. Change something about your physical routine. Take a different route. Walk a new path or flip the order of your daily tasks. Now, you might say, John, why should I do this? Well, just you taking a different route home or taking a different route somewhere, you might meet someone, you might discover something, you might gain an insight, you might see a sign, but something may pop into your head that was not going to be there before if you went the old way. All right. So that's important to realize. Listen to a genre of music you don't usually play. Play music outside your usual playlist, right? Jazz, classical, ambient, world, lo-fi, right? So experiment, right? Do that. See what it's like. If you don't like it, you don't have to keep doing it, right? I love the scarf, I got to tell you. And the ear things are keeping me warm. They're not just here for the sound, but they're also keeping my ears warm today. No pun intended. Ask someone else how they'd solve your problem. That's an interesting one, right? Ask somebody else, somebody maybe you trust. Take one challenge and ask a friend or colleague or mentor, how would you solve this? Reframe I can't into how could I? Catch yourself whenever you think I can't do that and switch it to how could I do that? So we know a wise person of our time, and you know this, Henry Ford, he said, if you believe you can, you are right. But he also said, if you believe you can't, you're also right. So that means that our mind actually creates our reality. Not too many people out here today because it is cold. All right, so start a bad ideas first list and give yourself 5 minutes and tell your brain, I'm only allowed to write bad ideas. Now, you might say, why? Well, if we get the bad ideas out, we can actually turn them into good ideas. Pretty good idea, right? Okay. Turn a complaint into a product idea. Maybe somebody complains about the way something is. Well, gee, that's a great idea. That's what I used to, in software, we would say, that's a great idea for a future FER, a future enhancement request. The next time someone else complains, stop and ask this question. How could this become a solution, a product, or a system that could make the world a better place? I bet we don't think about these things often, right? We don't think about it. So right now, sitting out here and freezing my butt off and my feet off, I'm saying, gee, this is a perfect time to have electric socks. But again, I usually don't film outside like this. I think we're going to be filming more indoor type environments now that it is this cold. Learn one shortcut in a tool you use daily. Choose a tool you use all the time, like your phone editing software, email, CRM, contact relationship management, right? So these are all things that I think are important to understand. And when we understand them, I think it can make our lives, a lot better. It can make our lives a lot easier. I think that's a very important thing to realize. And learn one new shortcut or feature, practice it. All right. And you know what? Why not share that technique or idea with someone else, a coworker, a friend, a family member, and see how that could possibly benefit or help their life. Try working with a different medium. If you usually speak your ideas into a voice note, if you usually talk, try sketching or mind mapping. Read or watch something outside your usual interests. Pick a book, article, documentary, or video that has nothing to do with your normal topics that you pay attention to. Give yourself a 10-minute creativity break. Instead of scrolling, the doom scrolling, mindlessly, step away for 10 intentional minutes. When we focus our mind, even if it's a minute, there's so much that can happen. Breathe. Not in this cold today. It is cold. Hold for 3 seconds. So inhale for 3, hold for 3, and exhale for 3. All right. Not that much warmer, but So breathe, stretch, sit quietly, or jot straight thoughts. I'm trying to sit up in this chair really, really comfortably and just trying to get my energy, right? Because it's a lot to be out here. So jot those story thoughts down with no pressure to finish anything. Do it as something creative, something playful. I said this before. If you choose to creatively play in what you do to make money, you'll never work a day in your life. Challenge a rule you've never questioned. Maybe find one rule you live by, something you do simply because that's how it's done. And ask, what if this wasn't true? What if I did the opposite today? Make a mind map around one goal. Write a goal in the center of a page and branch out with ideas, actions, obstacles, and resources. So I think these are important things. How about prototyping a tiny version of a big idea? Instead of waiting until your idea is perfect, build the smallest version you can. A sketch, a mock up, a sample, a 3-minute demo. Yeah, just something to get that idea, let's say, to get some legs. Share a half-baked idea with a trusted person. Take an idea that is not ready and share it with someone you trust, calling it a rough draft, and see what type of feedback they give you. I think you'll be pretty impressed. Ask, what would this look like if it were easy? When something feels heavy or complicated, pause and ask this question. You're going to be very surprised at the answers that you're actually going to get. Turn one routine task into a game. Pick a boring task, email, cleaning, data entry. And why not gamify it? Yeah, use a timer. Treats, rewards yourself, or compete with your past self. There's one activity I love to do, and it's the system where these different lights come on and they buzz, and it's basically to help you build your peripheral vision. So as the buzzes come on, the lights come on, you have to press, you're looking straight at it, and your peripheral vision is telling you like where the next light, you're hearing it, but the light is catching your attention. That's pretty cool. Capture random ideas in one dedicated spot. Create one home for every idea. A notebook, an app, a single digital doc, and keep referring back to that. And it is getting chilly. And as we look over here, I just want to see if our temperature has, let's say, gotten any warmer. I don't think it has, guys. It's actually, well, it's still 36 degrees here. So that is a little cold. This is definitely not ice cream weather, guys. Definitely not ice cream weather. Spend a few minutes. People watching at a cafe, a park, or a lobby. Quietly observe people, their behaviors, their body language, and interactions. These are things most people don't take the time to do, but if we did, we'd actually be more successful in our life. Collaborate with someone who thinks differently. Seek out someone whose strengths are different from yours. Detail, focused if you're big picture. Intuitive if you're analytical. Structured if you're spontaneous. And we could think about all those different ways, right? Reuse or remix something you already made. Look at something you have previously created and ask, how can I remix this? Turn a report into a checklist, a talk into a series of posts, a video into a bunch of short clips. How about this? How about celebrating one creative risk you took today before bed? Name one creative risk you took. Sharing an idea, trying a new approach, asking a different question, and acknowledging it. What risk did I take today? Well, I'm outside trying not to get frostbitten here while I'm shooting this show for you guys outside the beautiful Montclair State University. And it is beautiful, but it is cold out here. I got to tell you that. Go to sleep with a question in mind tonight. Instead of falling asleep with worry, fall asleep with a question like, what's one creative way to move this forward? Keep a notebook nearby. You're going to get some very, very interesting ideas. So as we think more about creativity, okay, and I want to share this thought with you because I started a media marketing company, my second company that I started, because when I was in college, we hired one of the largest marketing, media and advertising companies that charged us a lot of money. And they really didn't know what they were doing. And I figured I didn't know what I was doing either. But what I was learning is that all these people were good at was prevaricating. They were good at lying to convince me that they knew what my business needed. They didn't know what my business needed. I didn't know what my business needed, but I knew more about what my business needed than what they even thought they knew. And the thing is, they charged a lot of money for doing stuff, and they weren't even that good. And then when they made a mistake, they still charged me for it. I said, that's messed up, right? So think about how you could be creative, right? How can you create creativity and how can you keep moving? When we keep moving, we don't get stagnation, right? I mean, being outside here in this cold is, in fact, I think I'm going to do something here, which I usually don't do on camera. I'm actually going to stand up. I usually don't, yeah, because it is cold, guys. It is really cold. So I'm actually going to stand up here. And so you could stretch your arms, you could do all kinds of things. You keep moving, you can lift your feet. I've never stood up on a podcast before. I think that's something I want to do next year. Is I want to start having more full body shots. But I got to tell you, standing up helps get the blood circulating around. Um, you know, what else can you do to be creative? Are you into photography like myself or video? Are you somebody who likes to write? I love to write. Are you somebody maybe that likes to draw? Or do you like to do things like that? I mean, what is it that you like to do? Maybe you like to sing, right? There are so many things out there. Maybe you're good at building things, right? And so all these things that we do are all ways we can express ourselves. Maybe it's sports for you. Um, like I said, it could be music, writing a song, singing a song. There's so many different disciplines, right? Maybe you're into gardening, into planting, right? And maybe it's that kind of stuff. Maybe you're somebody who likes to. Maybe you're somebody who likes to work with animals, right? Likes to be with your dog or your cat or your bird or what have you. Maybe you're somebody that likes to you like to cook or you like to bake like myself, right? So all these things, okay, there's so many things out there. There's volunteering. And so all these things are ways that we can each express ourselves and they can get us to find that hidden creativity that we didn't know we had. That creativity that you could, let's say, stumble upon could be the one that helps you to get your next multi-million dollar idea. You laugh, okay? But when we start to play in our world, when we start to realize that, we are nothing but a piece on a chessboard, and how we choose to move, right, is how we can basically get ahead in this game. So life is a very one person I knew, Tom Hopkins said, life is a game and we have to suit up every day to play to win, right? Sometimes people are going to be against you. Sometimes people are not going to support you. How can you creatively combat those things that are happening to you? Maybe somebody says to you, like this happened to me when I was going back to school, oh, John, you shouldn't go back to school. Are they jealous? Doesn't matter what they are. It just matters what you believe, because your belief, ladies and gentlemen, creates your reality. So I'm standing right outside here, the beautiful Red Hawk Diner, which was open for many years. And they opened the 1908 Club, actually, downstairs in the Student Center. And so, wow, it is getting breezy. I can feel the breeze, guys. I definitely can feel it. So I want you to think about how you could be creative. Maybe there's some other kind of skill that you can come up with. I mean, there's so many, right? Maybe you're into yoga. Maybe you're into sewing if you're a lady or something. Maybe you're into, or gentlemen too, I guess. Anybody could do that. Maybe you're a concrete, a masonry. Maybe you're someone who likes to do sculptures. Maybe you're someone who likes to do that with ice sculptures. Maybe you're someone that just doesn't want to freeze to death out here in their feet. So, maybe you're somebody who likes to do decorating, like you like to decorate, like they put beautiful lights out here. Maybe you like to do that. Maybe you're somebody that maybe your skill is trying to take something and make it beautiful. I know people that have taken garbage and they made garbage literally beautiful, right? They've made things out of it. I knew somebody. It was actually one of our cleaning ladies at our house in South Jersey. Her son would take apart laptops and he would build like these skulls around them, like a metal type, using like old, let's say, recycled metal and stuff like that. So everybody has a creative side. And when somebody says to me, John, you need to be like that person, I said, no, that person's already taken. I rather be myself because he will always be unique. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur, broadcasting live from Montclair State University, right outside Red Hawk Diner here, trying not to freeze. Literally, my shoes, you can see here, are just trying to do different things just to keep myself from not freezing. I hope you guys have a fantastic evening, and I hope you realize that creativity is something everybody has. They just don't choose to exercise and use it. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day or evening. Do check out BelieveMeAchieve.com for more of my amazing, inspiring creations, and I'll catch you guys real soon. I got to get inside and warm up. Take care, everyone.